That's the goodness of juice.
We just want to thank you for tuning in.
Head over to CBS.com for more.
What would you do?
Hi, Brownstone, I love you.
We want to thank the fantastic team that put that together, and editor Lamont Belton. You guys rock.
Hey, welcome back to this funny Friday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco, coming to you today as we do always day from noon to 1 Eastern from the Question Tequila Studios, high atop Midtown Manhattan at the Newsmax headquarters here in Midtown, New York. And today, it's not a funny issue. It's a faithful Friday also, because we always bring you the guests that know where the rubber meets the road, the guests that know where the bodies are buried. These are things that I say, but they're real people who give you real common sense thoughts, and we always have a great conversation. Joining us today is Bill Donahue. Bill is the president of the Catholic League. He's also the author of Common Sense Catholicism. And Bill, I want to thank you for coming on. I've been a fan of yours for years.
Thank you so much.
I'm a big radio fan. I always hear your interviews, and you're always projecting so well, and you're always right on top of the subject matter. You know how to tie it in. Of course, my managing editor is always here to make sure if I make any mistakes, he's cleaning me up. But Bill, there's so much going on. We see in New York State just a couple of months ago, lawmakers cheering about the fact that abortion can be committed now up until like 9 months in New York State. And at the same time, Andrew Cuomo makes New York the first state in America to outlaw declawing cats. What's happening in our society where the rights of an 8.5-month-old unborn child mean nothing, but the claws of a cat change state law?
Well, first of all, there's an inversion of morality here. What was right is now wrong and vice versa. But it's, in all honesty, it's actually worse than what you said. Because what he made legal now is a child who survives a botched abortion. There's no legal penalty for a doctor or nurse or anybody to attend to that child. In other words, infanticide is now legal in New York and in Virginia, 2 states. Montana is very close to that, where if a child survives an abortion, you can just let him die on the physician's table. That's something that, that's Hitlerian is the term I would use for something of that nature. Now, he's more concerned about a cat being declawed. He says that's inhumane, that this is archaic. Archaic is the idea that you would allow an infant to die who's already born outside the mother's body, and there's no penalty for any physician who's going to attend to him. So the idea that cats have more rights than at least some humans is to me is astonishing.
And Frankie, this governor of Virginia said, well, if the baby's born, we'll just keep it comfortable until it dies.
Right.
Well, yeah, I think Governor Northam probably regrets those comments and everything that came from it. But I've been reading your book, Common Sense Catholicism. It's a terrific book, which everybody should read. One of the things that I like most about it is that it's not just about being Catholic or Catholic personalities in America. It's about a lot about the deleterious effect that political correctness has played in American culture today. Tell us a little bit about your book and kind of how you see this political correctness affecting the dialogue going on in America.
It's affected every aspect of our society. It started in the academy and higher education, and then it seeps down into the culture itself. I taught every grade from the 2nd grade in Spanish Harlem through PhDs and taught new PhDs from around the world at New York University. I know there's a lot of good people in education, so I don't want people to misrepresent what I'm saying. However, there is a sizable segment, particularly in the humanities and the social sciences, which are simply cracked up. They're gone. The average American has common sense. The average, I shouldn't say the average, but an awful lot of the people in the humanities and social sciences, not exclusive to them, who teach in higher education have lost all sense of common sense because they don't believe in nature and they don't believe in God. If you believe that there's no such thing as human nature, that we're all like a piece of putty, we're malleable, you can just twist us and shape us, and we get the right social engineers in there, we're going to make us this or that, that defies history. I look at the work of Donald Brown, who used to teach at Harvard on this. There are over 300 human universals. I have my doctorate in sociology. I know something about the subject myself. There are over 300 attributes or characteristics which are common to every single culture in the history of the world. To give you one quick example, which should be obvious to our readers and our listeners, except for the people who teach in the humanities and social sciences, and that is that the mother is closer to the child than the father. That's because she gives birth. If you had some common sense and you understand human nature, that's not breaking news. If you teach in the academy, that is breaking news.
Are you irked at John for not introducing you as Dr. Bill Donahue?
No, not at all. Believe me, I sometimes wonder, do I want to be associated with some of these people who have taken over the academy?
Well, my producer here, he gives me my notes, and it says Bill Donahue.
That's okay.
So it
I go
doesn't
by
say
that.
Dr. Bill.
I don't put Dr. Bill on my books.
I want to talk to you. Number one, has the world become too politically correct?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. As a matter of fact, it's even affected the corporate world, hasn't it? Look at Nike. They're taking their cues from Kaepernick. There used to be a time when Wall Street would be more like Main Street, regular traditional value type people, but they've changed too. And as I say, it begins in higher education. It's in the media. It's in the culture itself. It's in the movies and television. You can't laugh at certain things. When you have Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld, two great comedians, say, I don't want to do the college campuses anymore.
Not considered conservatives by any means.
Not by any means, but they
Right.
don't want to do the college campuses anymore because the young kids today don't have any sense of humor,
So,
except when you're making fun of certain
I
people.
want to see how your sense of humor is, because I lured you into answering me if the world is too politically correct. But right after this, we're going to find out from Bill if Fox News is too politically correct.